Welcome to Shom Machshava on the Daf. She sponsor Lui Nishmas Am Yaakov Ne'abas Yitzchok. We're holding in Sanhedrin Daf Tzadik Aleph in the middle of the Agat is a Perek Chelik. And this third shir in this Daf will come to explain two nikudas that come out from this Daf, one in Amud Aleph, one in Amud Beis. We'll start with Amud Beis, where the Gemara says that on one end we see that nobody will die, lo asid lovely. Bilo amavis lanetzach. And on the other hand, it says, Ki anar b'mei shana yamus. And the answer is the Gemara, can be Yisrael, can be ovid kochavim. Depends if it's a Jew or a Goy. The Jew will live forever, and the Goy will die. And this leads us to the discussion in the Rishonim. Will Goyim come to Olam Habah or not? The Machlokes of the first Mishnah in the Perek, the Mishnah says that there's a list of those that don't come to Olam Habah, and one of them is Bilam. Bilam is not a Jew. Mashra, the other Goyim do come to Olam Habah. And this is really a Machlokes of the Gemara L'Kamon Daf Kuf Hey. The Rambam paskins in two places that Goyim do come to Olam Habah. In Perek Ches B'Yichas Melachim Melach Yud Aleph, he writes, Kol Mekabel Sheva Mitzvahs, a Goy that accepts the 7 mitzvahs, V'nizah La'asoysom, Harei Ze Mechasidi U'Mas Ha'ilom, V'yesh Lo Chelek L'Olam Habah. And in Perek Gimel Yichas Tshuva Aloch Hey, says the Rambam, he speaks about Shekol Yisrael Yesh Lo Chelek L'Olam Habah. And then he says, "V'chen chasidi u'mas ha'olam yesh lehem chelek l'olam haba." And the Tiferes Yisrael in the Yochin and Nois Beis in this parak, he goes on to say, he brings the Rambam and he says, not dafka chasidi u'mas ha'olam. Even the Beinonim, only the ones that are Rishonim don't have olam haba, but the Beinonim they do have olam haba. And that's what's different between the Goyim and the Yisrael, because Yisrael, even the biggest Rishonim, after they get their punishment, they do come to olam haba. But the Goyim, if they're not the Chasidim Musayim, they at least have to be a Beinoni to get to Olam Habah. On the other hand, the Ad Ramah that we mentioned in the previous shir, in Daf Tzadik Amud Aleph, he says that there's no Goyim to Olam Habah. And what's the pshat in our Gemara that says that there will be Goyim that will live until 100 years old? He says that's not Olam Habah. That's Yemoisa Mashiach. In the time of Yemoisa Mashiach, so there will be people in Am Yisrael that will live, and the Goyim will die at that time. And so brings the Afikiyam of Abitzika Zechover in the name of the Vilna Goyim, Terbe'elef Hashishi in the 6,000 millennia. And the time of Moisa Mashiach, that's when the Ummah Solim will be there. They will be Omdu Zorim, and they will live over there. And he says that's Keneged's Sukkos. You know, in Sukkos, you bring Shivim Parim, Keneged Shivim Umois. So Sukkos Keneged Lo Selovai, and there also Ummah Solim belong. And that's what the Gemara refers to over here, that the Goyim will be there. But when we get to Olam Habah, that's Keneged Shmini Atzeres, and that's Seuda Ketana, only for Yisrael, not for the Goyim. Only Yisrael come to Olam Habah. And Mepashtis, the way the Rambam is going to learn our Gemara speak about Olam Habah, because that's what we go with. That Olam Habah, the Goyim will come here. So in any case, what we do come out from here is that the Goyim don't live forever. The Goyim do have Misa, even if you hold like the Rambam, they come to Olam Habah, but they do have Misa by Olam Habah, different than Am Yisrael. There's limitations to their life. And with this, we'll come to explain the Gemara in Amud Aleph. The Gemara brings that this Min told Geviha ben Psiso. He says, Vaylachon chayova, terrible for you, the chayovim. The what? You say that the dead will be alive. If the people that are alive die, so of course the people that are dead will never come back alive. So how does Geviha ben Psiso? The opposite. The ones that were not born are born, so the ones who already lived, of course, will come back to life. What's pshat in this dialogue? What's the argument over here? What is the tainus? So my Rebbe Moshe Shapir Zitzal used to explain as follows. By the Goyim, there's no Chaim Nitzchim. Every life comes to an end. Even if you hold that they come to Olam Habah, they still die. So what's stronger, birth or death? Of course, the death. The Misa always overcomes the birth. Mashiach Am Yisrael lives forever. The fact that people die, it's a very temporary state. They die for a few years between Olam Hazeh and Olam Habah, but then they live forever. So what's more ikar, the birth or the death? Of course, the birth. And with this, he explained what happened with Haman. Haman made a goyrel, and he came in Chodesh Adar. He was very happy because he knew that month Moshe Rabbeinu died. Says the Gemara, he didn't know Moshe Rabbeinu was born that month as well. What's shot? He did not go to the history class that day that they learned that Moshe Rabbeinu was born that month. He only had the information about the death of Moshe Rabbeinu, not about the birth of Moshe Rabbeinu. Ella, of course he knew Moshe Rabbeinu was born that month. But he understood that death is greater than the birth. So if he was born that month and died, the Misa is greater than the Ladle. But by Am Yisrael, it's the opposite. The Ladle is greater than the Misa. So if he was born that month, I don't care so much about the death. The Ladle is much greater, is a much greater event. That's the pshat and the argument in this Gemara. The Min says, if someone who's alive dies, so of course someone who's dead will never come back to life. Because death is the Ikar. Answers Geviha b'msiso. If someone who's not born is born, that means that he's shaykh to birth. Someone who was already born, he's already shaykh to chayim. The fact that he died, that's a temporary sleep that will not affect his coming back to life. V'advorim amukim. Anyone who wants to join the Shomachshava email list to what's go, please email shomachshava@gmail.com.